What's up, everybody? On today's episode of Digital Marketing Duels, we're going to be having two marketing experts debate, should you hire a CMO or should you hire a digital marketing agency? My name's Connor McDaniel, and I'm going to be your host on today's episode of Digital Marketing Duels. Are you on the side of hiring a CMO with Eddie Hren, or are you on the side of hiring a digital marketing agency with Jeremy Koenig? The rules are simple. This is a debate. Each opponent is going to be given the opportunity to introduce themselves, their main point, and a rebuttal against their opponent's argument.
Let the fight begin!
In my 15 years at working at Giant Partners, I've worked with close to 400 different CMOs, and it is my belief that every company should have a CMO running their marketing from start to finish.
While I agree that every company needs a strong internal marketing leader, I think spending $150,000 to $200,000 on a CMO is actually a terrible option for most companies because CMOs typically don't have a lot of tactical or tangible skills. They just know how to hire and manage people. And while that's important for most companies, it's not as important as results.
Ooh, shots fired, Jeremy. Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that a little bit, but ultimately, if you hire a good CMO, that person's going to know your brand better than any agency out there by far. I've worked with countless, and that person will live your brand, breathe your brand. They will be a direct relationship with the CEO of the company and make sure that brand has the exact tone the company's trying to put forth. No agency can do that.
Ooh, strong argument, Eddie. Jeremy?
I would agree with that, and I would add to it that they also look good at board meetings. They look good on rosters to investors. But at the same time, what is that person ultimately responsible to do? Spend $5 to $10,000 each on a web search person, on an email person, on a data science person, on a CRM person, and on and on and on. I have done this with many teams at many companies, and it literally takes $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to build a real world effective marketing team. And most often those are hired by CMOs that actually don't provide a lot of actual value.
Ooh, that was harsh, Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that in some cases, but again, if you hire the right way, if you do your due diligence and find a CMO who's been doing this for a minimum of 10 years, somebody in their 30s, 40s, or 50s, not somebody straight out of college, you can get them at a reasonable salary, and they're going to have all the expertise. They're not going to care. They will care more about your brand than an agency. Think about this. An agency is going to have anywhere from 10, 20, 30, 100 clients. Are they really going to give your company the love, the support an employee of your company will? Not a chance. It'll never happen.
Ooh, good point, Eddie.
Yeah, and I would just push back on that. They better, or they're gonna lose your business. I will add that one of the best things that chief marketing officers can do is actually hire outsourced people and agencies to do things that they know that they're not strong in. A really good example of this is when it comes to data. And so most of the time, marketing people, they're good at messaging, they're good at branding, they're good at communication and leadership, but they don't actually know how to do things like model a total addressable market, integrate that database with a CRM, coordinate multi-channel communications that drive conversions, analyze those campaigns. I mean, these are all things that take highly skilled, technical, and proficient people. A marketing agency, on the other hand, these all work together. The best marketing agencies are the ones that have clearly defined processes and clearly defined teams. I think the best value proposition for our agency is that for the price of just hiring one senior employee, like a senior email person or a senior Google person, you're not just getting executive leadership like a CMO, but you're also getting people who are going to do the work within your Google Ad Manager, social ad manager, email marketing platform, your CRM, and then they're going to constantly be massaging your data. In my opinion, it's not so much a debate about which is better or more important necessarily. It's actually it's one of the smartest things a CMO can do is hire an agency that really fills in the weaknesses that they know they have.
Yeah, a good point. I mean, he made 50 points there. Some of them were good, some of them
Ooh.
At the end of the day, whether you're a CMO or you're going to make a decision as a company to go out and hire an agency, There are points to both sides. From the CMO standpoint, it's pretty simple. I've worked with some of the top CMOs in the United States over the last 15 years for Fortune 100s. It's easy. I provide them a database as my expertise of doing this the last 15 years, a custom audience they can upload into the Facebook Ad Manager, the Google Ad Manager. This is not rocket science. If the guy or gal is a CMO, they should be able to do this, and it's easy.
All right, now I'm going to talk to CEOs for a minute. So you might be realizing that your marketing overhead is just stacking up. Here's a great indicator if it might be time to make a change in your marketing leadership team and structure. One, a CMO comes in and they basically whiteboard everything that the team's already done, and then they kind of prioritize it and they put down the top 3 things they want to do in a quarter, and guess what? The marketing people that are there have already tried and tested all of those things. This is super common. If that happens, you might strongly want to consider looking into hiring an agency rather than having that huge expense to just try things for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. I believe this is one of the reasons why CMOs turn over so much, where good marketing agencies are indispensable, because your whole business becomes consistent and repeatable and secure because you have a whole bunch of people working on a project rather than just one person whiteboarding tasks.
Ooh, good point, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm going to go back again to the brand. I mean, we can go back and forth all day long, and it sounds like we're gonna at this point. But at the end of the day, if I'm a CMO, if I'm working for a company, I'm going to know that brand 10 times better than any agency. I'm going to care more about that brand. I'm going to be able to be reached by the president of that company, the CEO, at 2 a.m. This is completely different than an agency. I don't know how hard an agency is going to work for me. I don't know if someone's taking a day off, someone's kid is sick, the dog's at the vet. If I'm a CMO, I'm directed by a president or CEO of a company. I'm going to make sure the brand has the exact tone that CEO wants. I'm going to make sure things are executed because my job is on the line. Same as an agency's job, but I care more about my job as a CMO than an agency.
Cool, strong argument, Eddie. Jeremy?
Yeah, let me kind of throw myself under the bus for a minute. So I have not only worked for many CMOs that have just been terrible, but I've also hired many agencies that are also equally terrible. Identifying a good agency, in my opinion, is really simple. Good agencies are more concerned with customer service and customer support than they are with anything else. So that middle of the night phone call or text, those reports that are desperately needed, an agency should always be able to do that more efficiently and in a much more robust manner than a CMO ever could. Secondarily, I probably hear this on the phone every other day. I've worked with 2 or 3 marketing agencies and I never got a single lead. I hear this so much. Well, what I always say back to them is, well, because they're not managing your advertising. Marketing agencies are so much more efficient at managing advertising dollars and driving returns on investment than CMOs are because they have experience within industries. For example, if I'm selling AstroTurf in California and I've already run window campaigns and solar panel campaigns and pool campaigns to the same audience, well, I know all the different tendencies across Facebook, Instagram, Google, Bing, YouTube, etc. And I have a great starting point where typically a chief marketing officer gets hired and they have some experience in the industry, maybe, and they're basing their first preliminary decisions on something they learned in school, something they learned at their last company that doesn't relate to your company. So that's just something else that I would strongly consider when trying to make a decision as a CEO. Should I hire a CMO? Should I hire an agency? Or should I have some combination of both?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. You could obviously have a combination of both. I mean, I think we both present pretty good arguments. Regardless with Giant Partners, if you are a CMO, if you do hire a CMO, we are going to provide you the most incredible, up-to-date custom audience that can be used to generate amazing traffic, amazing leads for your company. And if you go the other route and hire an agency, that's certainly going to work as well.
Yeah, and I would just want to reemphasize it's not necessarily an either or. I spoke to CEOs, now I want to spoke to CMOs. You probably have an underperforming employee, whether that be social media or email or Google, that you just need to get rid of. And then you can take those budgets and allocate them to an agency. And for the price of that single employee, and this can be hard because these are people that you care about, you literally can get web search performance, social media performance, email marketing outreach that you never thought was possible, plus things like CRM support and database marketing services and live chat support and on and on and on for just the price of a single employee.
All right, Jeremy, you have me a little convinced. I'm starting to lean maybe towards the middle. So why don't you give me the top 3 reasons then Giant Partners and an agency like Giant Partners is going to help a business and is the route to go?
Yeah, there's 3 reasons why I think every company in the country should partner with Giant Partners in some capacity. 1, we got incredible data. We are able to pinpoint your precise customer, build a big audience and target them, help you target them across channels. That's an absolute no-brainer. Number 2, there are elements of your current campaign that you're not very strong at. We can help. Might be email, might be social media, might be Google, might be something else. We can help. And number 3, the best value you're going to get is to partner with us. For between $5,000 and $10,000 a month, you're going to get everything that I've been talking about. Data scientists, email marketing experts, Google marketing experts, social media marketing experts, and on and on and on. Marketing is hard. It's trial, it's error. We have a very clearly defined 120-day process to scale your company and to grow your business. One more thing that I want to make sure that I add is that as a business owner, hiring employees is really expensive. Insurance, overhead, and all the rest. It makes basically whatever I pay in a salary, at least 50% of that more to hire a person. When I hire an agency, I don't get to do that. I can then take those savings and I can apply them to advertising. I can apply them to something that drives revenues for my company.
And if you're stuck and you're thinking, God, I don't have 10 grand to hire an agency, and is that an annual contract? And what if this doesn't work out? There is an easier way. This is what we've been doing for the last 18 years, is providing CMOs and business owners data. We are data experts. We can provide you a custom audience that looks exactly like your current prospects and owners. And you can upload that yourself into Facebook, into Google, and generate traffic and leads by only buying the data and doing it yourself. So there is a do-it-yourself way to do this that many CMOs or owners of companies have been doing for the last 15 years, as opposed to going out and spending $10,000 a month on an agency.
And if database marketing is new to you, I have been working now in database marketing for 3 years, which isn't that long. I would recommend every CMO, CEO, marketing coordinator request a total addressable market data visualization from our company. That will literally show you every single man, woman, child, business employee, well, actually not child, 18 and over, that is qualified to buy your product.
Yeah, and that's the start of everything with marketing. Number 1, you'd be shocked when I talk to CMOs and business owners and ask them who their customer is. What's their average income, home value? Do they have kids? What kind of cars do they drive? And honestly, 8 out of 10 times, they think they know and they don't. And we can run what's called a custom profile on the database. We take a small snippet of their customer database, we run the analytics, and we show them with science. We're not guessing, we're telling them who their customer database is. And this is the first step in acquiring a database of what Jeremy called a TAM, a total addressable marketplace, of people that look exactly like your customers. And whether you're buying that database directly from Giant Partners with emails and cell phones and data bursts to match into Facebook and the Google Ad Manager account, or whether you're hiring Giant Partners to run all those campaigns simultaneously, I guess you really can't go wrong either way.
Agreed. Boom.
Great. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the time.
So who won the debate? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. See you next time.